Well, hello everyone. Welcome to our Light Your Dream Team 2026 kickoff. It is January. It's a new year. So we've got new year, new successes, new things to look at, new things to achieve, goals to achieve and move on. So we're going to go over some of the new stuff that's been released by corporate so that you get an idea up front what you should be working towards. So I assume you all can see my screen there, my PowerPoint. All right. So every year corporate has a theme. Last year it was Thrive in 2025, and this year it's Let Freedom Ring, Your Business Your Way in 2026, because it is the 250th anniversary. So you can see that kind of the announcement of the theme with that. What I'm thinking maybe is going to be a jar label. What do you think? You think they're going to produce some kind of special product here for us as we get towards the 4th of July and the celebration? I think that's a nice look.
I hope so.
Yeah, nice looking label. So the theme kind of has to do with freedom and flexibility. So just as our nation was built on the promises of freedom, Mia Bella's gives you the freedom to choose how, when, and where you build your business. And I don't know that honestly there's a more accurate statement in the industry than that for Sensations and Mia Bella's. From day one, they really have given us the opportunity to run our business any way that we want, to fit our time availability, our budget, our skills, our interests, whether you want to do retailing or team building or fundraising. So I think this is going to be a really fun year, kind of going off of that freedom to do what you want with your business. And this was announced by corporate, a couple of new logos. And these are in the Bella Builders files. You can go into, there's a folder, an album in the section there. I'm trying to think, it's not under files because that's more documents. So it's under media, album, approved logos is where you'll find all of the things that you can use that are approved by corporate, and you can use this in your marketing however you want, either on social media or if you were doing some kind of a flyer, postcard, business card, or whatever, you are free to use these approved images. So that's kind of fun there with the Mia Bella's with the Liberty Bell there in the middle. And again, with the tagline, either, let freedom ring or your business your way. So make sure that you utilize those. And I think it is kind of fun when a lot of people are interacting on social media, kind of using similar images. The more it's out there, the more people start to pay attention and it catches their eye, like, oh gosh, what are all these people doing with these images? So it just kind of builds a little bit more brand awareness. So be sure to, use that throughout this year. Okay, so we have Mia Bella's Kickstart. So this is a new year. So we've got a new enrollment period. Now, Kickstart is kind of just that. It's meant to get your business off to a fast start. So the first chart here I'm going to go over is the Kickstart incentive for new distributors. Okay, so this doesn't apply to you if you are an existing distributor. We'll do that in a minute. But this is if you are a new distributor. Okay, so your first period is going to begin the month after you join. So the example there, like if you join in January, your first full month will be February. So if in February, you can see under the column there, the first period, if you promote to bronze, you're going to get a $50 bonus. If in that month, and later on in the next slides here, I'll tell you what it does, what you need to do in order to achieve bronze, silver, and gold. We will go over that, okay? But if you were in that first month able to sponsor a few more people and promote to silver, you're going to get a $100 bonus. And then gold would be $200. Okay, now you have 6 periods in which to achieve these bonuses. So not only are you getting the commission off of purchases that your new team member makes, whether it's their initial enrollment package or each of their monthly bundles after that, this is extra money. And so the earlier you start doing it, the more money that you're going to make. So you can see in the first month, you would earn $50. But if you don't start promoting until the 6th month of your, and it doesn't mean like January to June, this is just the first month of your enrollment and participation in the company. So if you don't sponsor somebody for 6 months, then the bonus goes down to $5. So you can see the faster that you do it, the more money that you're going to make. The more you advance, the more you're going to make. Bronze is 50, but if you get yourself to silver in that first month, you're going to get $100. Okay. And this gets a little bit tricky, but it's kind of, it is explained here in the chart, but you are paid on the commission. It's kind of like skips. So the example there is like, if you earn it in January, it's going to be part of your February commission check, but we don't get paid on that February until March 15th. Okay, so it's not going to be a payout of your bonus in the month that you achieve it. So just know it's coming to you, but there's going to be a little bit of lag in getting that. Okay. And then,
Kathy,
yeah,
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
My understanding is, say like somebody joins in January and they sponsor somebody in January, so they get the bronze bonus of 50. And then if they sponsored another person and hit silver ranking, they would get the 50 plus the 100, correct?
right,
Okay.
right. Yep. Let me get back to my screenshot here. Yes, so it's an accumulation of it. It's not in place of. It's not like, oh, you skipped the $50 because you went right on to silver. You would get the $50 for your bronze, $100 for silver. That is my understanding, unless they've changed that. That's the way that should be. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then so for existing distributors, this is this chart here now. So your time frame for qualifying is January through June. Okay, and that is the only time frame that you can get these bonuses. So if you start waiting until July to do this, then the bonuses are no longer available. Okay, so you got to start here in January. And part of that is so that you can get recognition in July at the company convention. So you want to be doing these promotions, getting these bonuses, getting on it, because you're already enrolled. You've already started versus a new person who may not even join us until March or April. So that leaves them with just a couple of months of qualification, and that would not be fair. So they get a full 6 months, starting the first month after they join. But that's not going to be the case then for the existing distributors. Yours starts now. So in January, if you promote to bronze, there's that $50, silver $100, gold $200. Okay. If you wait till June, you can see how the bonus goes down to $5. And the payout is the same way, that if you earn it in January, it'll be part of your February commissions, but it doesn't pay out until March. So just kind of always think that leap. You earn it in January, but you're not going to get it till March. Okay. Any questions on that? On the kickstart and the qualification periods and the money to be earned? Okay. Now we're going to go over what each of those positions, those ranks mean. Okay, so in order to, when you enroll, you're classified as a distributor. Okay, the first level of promotion is bronze. So bronze is sponsoring 1 or 2 personal frontline team members as a monthly bundle distributor. Okay, so you have to enroll them in with one of the enrollment packages. Okay, the $59.95, $99.95, or $119.95. They have to enroll with one of those packages. They become then a monthly bundle distributor. And then the next month, we used to call it, the auto ship, starts with their $44.95. Okay, they cannot be a vendor distributor or an associate distributor. Okay, they do have to be on the monthly program in order to qualify. And that's the same thing for you. Okay, you must have a monthly bundle successfully run to be considered active. Okay, so it does have to be that auto ship, whether you're doing the $44.95 or the $100, and whether you have it pulled on the first or the third or whenever. It has to be that automatic order. It can't be that you don't let that run, and at the end of the month you go, oh, I'm going to place an order for $50. It has to be, your auto ship has to run in order for you to be considered active. So always that last, well, always at the beginning of the month, like I do the $100, and so that runs on the third of the month, and I usually get an email saying that it's run. So I'm always checking to make sure that that goes through, because it would be really awful at the end of the month if I find out that my auto ship never ran and I lose all that commission because I never had that run. So always, if you are expecting a draft on the first or the third or the fifth or the 10th, I think are the days that they do now, pay attention that that's going through. But obviously, for sure, towards the end of the month, if it hasn't done it, you need to be, contacting corporate to make sure that you're getting that run. Okay, so at the bronze level, your personal volume is just the $44.95. That's all you have to do. And your group volume of the team then is 200. So that means your $44.95 plus, one or two other persons $44.95 or whatever that they've ordered. If they did, the enrollment package, that's part of that group volume. Yours is included in that group volume, but you have to pay attention to both elements. What your volume is, what your group, which is a combination of all of you, and making sure that, you're active. Because sometimes it's like, yay, I sponsored one or two people and I have my volume of $44.95, but yet the team group volume, say, is 190. You're not going to promote. And that would be a real bummer. So also know that you can go in and buy some points. Say if you were $5, $10 short of hitting a goal, you can go in and place an order for points, or what we call Bella Bucks, to get you over that 200. Remember, not only your auto ship, but any additional orders that you place from the company, any online sales that have run, all of that is considered under your personal volume. So it could be very well that you've got more than just the $44.95. So maybe, maybe you've got 100 of that, and then you sponsored two people that are doing their 50-ish. That makes up that 200. So just kind of keep in mind, all of your purchases, all of your customer purchases go towards your personal volume, and your personal volume is included in the group volume, which is really beneficial when you're at these early stages and you may not have a bunch of people, purchasing. But if you're short, you can go in and buy a few Bella Bucks to push you over that 200. Okay, don't let that promotion go because you missed it. And when you do that, when you qualify and promote to bronze, then you're going to get commission of 5% on your first level. So your first level means anybody that you personally sponsor. Okay. So anything that they're buying from the company, their monthly bundles, anything that they've purchased, maybe for a fundraiser or a vendor show, whatever they're purchasing from the company, you're going to get 5% of that commissionable volume on that first level. Okay. The next is silver. Okay. And that is having 3 to 4 personally frontline team members, again, being a monthly bundle distributor. Okay, and they have to be, again, personal on your front line. So like Allison, is on my first line. Jen is on her first line, which makes Jen on my second. So I don't qualify for these things if Jen is doing something. She's, helping Allison, but she's not my personal, so it's not helping me in this sense of being a personal front line. Obviously, I get benefit, later on from that, but. Silver, then, again, your personal volume, you stay at $44.95. That hasn't increased yet, but your group volume now has gone up to 500. Okay, but the good news is now you're going to be paid on 2 levels of commission. So those that you personally sponsor, you're going to get the 5%. And then on the second level, you're going to get commission of 2%. So again, kind of in that example, then, if it was Allison, I'd get 5% of what she does, and then I'd get 2% of whatever Jen was purchasing. Does that all make sense? Okay. And then to get to gold, you sponsor 5 personally frontline members. Now your volume is still $44.95, but the group volume then jumps up to $1,000. And it's kind of a natural progression that, when you add team members, each of that $44.95 or each of their 100, is contributing to that 1,000. So it makes sense. It's not like, you've only got 1 or 2 people and now you're expected to do 1,000. Well, no, you've got 5 people now putting in volume. So the accumulation of all of that is getting you to the 1,000 in group volume. Okay. Now you're going to increase the commission that you earn on that first level. It goes from that 5% to 7.5% commission. Okay, and then anybody on that second level, you're going to go from 2% to 2.5%. Okay, so the more people you sponsor, the more your group volume becomes as a requirement, but the more commission that you're going to earn. Okay, any questions on that? Those are the first 3 promotions in our comp plan, or what we used to call it the comp plan or compensation, and now we call it the rewards plan. Okay, so you're being rewarded with these commissions. Okay, so that is the Kickstart program. That's one program. The second program is Drive to Director. And this is when things really start happening in your business. And I love all the red and blue coloring for the anniversary of the nation, the coloring. So I like that little bus there. Okay, so the requirement to promote to director is that you sponsor 5 personally frontline members with the monthly bundle, but now your personal volume has gone up to 100. Okay, and your group volume then is going to go to 2,500. So the 5 team members plus you, so the 6 of you have to accumulate volume of 2,500 in order to promote. Okay, when you do that, then your commissions are jumping. So at those lower levels, remember we had 5% on that first level, then 7.5%, now it's 10% on your first level, and you're at 2.5% on the second level. Okay, so that's kind of in the initial stage of your business. Yeah, it's great. You got to get to bronze, silver, and gold, but the ultimate goal really is to get to this driver position, or director positions, drive to director. That's when things start happening for you. Okay, so besides the fact, again, of you earning that 10% commission for the purchases that your team makes, there's bonuses that the company is giving to you. Okay, so when you promote to a new director, that first month, you're going to earn $100. Okay, and that's all great, but the idea is consistency. So you don't want to just hit any position one time and then fade off and then don't do it again, because then you're not making the money. So if you do it again in the second month, okay, then you're going to earn, and here it says 1 month. So when you promote, that's kind of like, I guess, 0 month. 0 month is when you promote, you get $100. And then it says month 1, which is the next month, you're going to get $200. If you hit the position of director again, then you're going to earn $300. The next month, $400. The next month, $500. So there's a lot of money to be made in this. But the thing that you need to kind of keep in mind is the qualification period goes from January until December. So again, the earlier you accomplish this, the more money you're going to make. Okay, so if you start doing it now, you promote, well, say in January, you're going to get your $100, and then February, you're going to get the $200, then March, you're going to do that. So you'll have kind of gone through those 6 months within the year and be able to take full advantage of all of that. Now, if you don't promote until, say, October or November, and the qualification period ends in December, you're not going to have as many months to earn the additional bonuses, which are at a higher amount. Okay, so you want to try to promote as early in the year as you can so that you're getting the 200, 300, 400. And if you sponsor 5 or more new distributors in that next 5 months, and your new distributors must be active each month of the incentive, then you're going to earn another $500. Okay. So right now we have Christina in this process of earning these bonuses because she promoted, was it September or October? Was it?
I don't, I think it was October, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure. I don't remember.
Yeah. So in October, she would have got 100. Or this is when she earned it. Again, not that she got paid in October, but she got $100 for the promotion in October, 200 in November, which just paid out in January. And then she did it again in December. So then in February, she should get the 300 if I've kind of got those months right. So see though that she's kind of, we're done with last year's. So she doesn't get to roll over into this new year, unfortunately. Okay. So she's got her October, November, December. So the 3 months of earnings. So she's got the 100, 200, 300 that she's earned for doing this. So that's yay, great, extra money. But each of your sponsored partners, they need to continue to be active through those same periods in order to earn the extra $500. They can't sign up once and then quit, unless you sponsor more to have an accumulation of 5 active people. And we've talked about this too, that in these early stages, honestly, I think this is the hardest part, is kicking off, is trying to get 5 people to stay active consistently for you. Because, if one drops off, that puts you at 4, then that starts to jeopardize your requirements and then your ability to, meet these bonuses. So, boy, if you can get past these though, you get that director position, and then, getting to Ruby isn't that hard after. Getting to Sapphire. Really trying to get to, we got a little buzzing going on. What's that? Is that Linda? Linda, you making some? Okay. Is there any questions on this then? The faster you start, the more money you're going to make. These are all extra bonus money for you. And, if it's your goal to build a business of partners, do the team building, this is what you need to focus on. This is where the money's coming in. Okay. Okay. So the corporate staff and leaders came up with some challenges throughout the year to kind of keep everybody motivated and engaged at the end of last year. Okay. It's kind of called Your Business Your Way. So January, each month of the year, there's going to be specific activities that you can engage in that are going to earn you some rewards. Okay. So in January, the theme is Ring in the New Year. And these are the distributor activities that you should be striving for. Okay. Enroll 1 or more new monthly bundle distributors. Again, not associates. They don't count. And or enroll 2 customers into the Scent Saver program. And then select and read one of the books from the top leaders list. And then a bonus is post your 2026 goals using the hashtag #LetFreedomRing. Okay. And you can do this in the Bella Builders group, as well as the Light Your Dream team. Put it in our group so that we can support and know what your goals are and help and offer suggestions and give you feedback. But if you do these things, then you will have accomplished the activities for January. And then each month it's going to be different. And we really kind of designed these activities throughout the year to be amongst all of the different ways that you can earn money in Sensations. You won't see that, every month is about team building and, well, gosh, what if I don't want to team build? I'm out of luck. No, you can see that there's, an opportunity here to team build, but also bring in customers to the Scent program. Okay. And then throughout the year, other activities that will involve fundraising and vendor shows and things like that. So you can find this information on our Light Your Dream Team Facebook group. Okay, in the files section, you can see that at the bottom of my screenshot there is the book list. So those are, I forget how many, there was 25-ish books or something like that on the list. So you want to pick one, read, and I would love it if you, put in the group what book you're reading. And then I've read almost all of them, quite a few of those books. And, I've got them on my shelf and I can pull out something too. And, we can kind of all talk about what it is that you're reading and learning. Also in that file section then is the monthly challenge tracker. So you're going to see in the tracker what the activity challenge is, and then an ability to kind of say, yep, I achieved it, check it off, put the dates. You want to keep track of what you've done. There's also a second challenge, the leadership challenge. So all of those documents are there in that file section. So open them up and we'll kind of post it. Allison, let's make sure we kind of do that at the beginning of the month, say January, these are the distributor activities that you're working for. Okay. Now in January, if you achieve those activities that we just talked about, then you sponsor one or more, you enroll 2 into the Scent Saver program, you got your book reading, and you're posting your goals. If you have done all of that, then you need to let us know. And do it as you go. If you sponsor somebody tomorrow, let us know. Because I checked yesterday, as of the 6th, we don't have any new team members yet. So no one on the team has sponsored anybody. So right now, nobody's qualified for this challenge in order to win this award. So this is coming from Allison and I. This is the team reward is going to be one of these Mia Bella Flame dog tags. And here, I don't know if you probably, it's hard to see but this is kind of what it looks like. So it's kind of fun. It's silver, shiny. And it's both sides there. So these are kind of fun.
It's really cute.
Yeah, whatever you want to. I have mine right here on my monitor, so I look at it all day as it's sitting there. So fun little reward for you for doing that. Now, at this point, corporate isn't giving like a monthly reward. The idea is that each month you do these challenges. And I think, wasn't it, Allison, that like if you succeed at 4 of the 6 months prior to Fling, you'll want to be turning in those sheets to Kim prior to Fling, and then you're going to get special recognition at Fling for achieving these different monthly challenges. Okay, but yep. the tag is from Allison and I for a team reward.
And I think we should wear the tags to Fling.
Yeah, get them on there. Everybody.
Put them around your neck, and when you go up on the stage, and be recognized for accomplishing those 4. I think it's 4 out of 6.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. Yeah. Okay, and then the second part of the challenge that I mentioned is the leaders activities. Now, this is something that you can choose to engage in or not, but again, the more you do, the more your business is going to grow. And that's kind of the whole idea of these challenges, is to get you into activity, because activity is what grows your business. Sitting and reading and thinking and mulling it over isn't what grows your business. So the leaders part is to host your first team Zoom or in-person meeting of the year and share your 2026 vision and goals with the team. And then the bonus is to encourage your team to set personal goals and share them using that Let Freedom Ring. Okay. So kind of keep track of it on your tracker that you can find in the files, but then also, put it in our team group so that we know what you're doing and achieving and going along. Okay, so January is always about ringing the year, setting new goals, new perspective, new learning. And we have a YouTube training channel that has all of the trainings that we do stored there for you. So you can go in at any time and kind of go through the library there and find previous. So things that would be really beneficial for you to think about right now for the new year and setting goals is the one called Fortify Your Financial Future. So that's the one where you pick a goal, a financial goal, something that you want to achieve. Okay, so watch that training. There's one on goal setting, the vision board, how to do a vision board and why it's important, and then positive mindset and your why. So once you do those things, when you figure out why you're in business, you've got your vision board and what you want to achieve through pictures and quotes and all of that to get you motivated. and then, setting those goals with deadlines, going after exactly what you need. A roadmap. You can't go someplace without really knowing where it is that you're going. So now is the time to figure out in the next couple of months, what position do you want to get to? Do you plan on promoting 2 bronze, or, by June, do you think you can hit director? So you got to decide what rank you want to be, and then what are the activities to get there. Okay. And if it's not team building, then whatever goal that you're setting for yourself, how many fundraising activity, organizations are you going to contact? How many of those are you going to try to complete? How many vendor shows during the summer here are you going to get set up? So it doesn't matter. Again, it's your business, your way, but you have to figure out which of the methods that you're going to focus on. And if you're newer to the business, we do always suggest try to focus on one. If you do everything at once, that's the beauty of our business with Sensations, but that also can be the downfall for people becoming very overwhelmed when you're brand new and you haven't gotten really good at something yet. So decide what you're going to do. January, the beginning of the year, is a really good time to be focusing on team building. That's when people start to, go, oh my gosh, all of my Christmas credit card bills are coming in now. I need some extra money. Taxes are going to be coming up. And we know that having a small business is extremely beneficial to your tax situation. Okay. We just came off a fall where we know that fundraising through, September, October, November, December, really all of those months are exceptional fundraising activity time frames. And then in the summer, you get all your summer, outdoor festivals and fairs and things like that. So there's kind of periods throughout the year where one of those methods of building is, a little bit more available to you. But you just pick one way, concentrate, learn. The website, the YouTube channel is also going to have very specific training on those. There's training on how to do a fundraiser. These ones here that I'm suggesting is to get your mindset ready for the new year, figure out what your goals are and get set. But then you can go back to the channel and then figure out, okay, I want to do shows. Let me read the training on that. Or, yep, I want to do fundraisers. I'm going to read that. So there's much more in-depth training on each of the areas as well. All right, we got about 5 minutes left here. So Allison, what do you got to add to it? We don't have too much time left.
Well, I think you covered it great. I think you did a great job covering that. Thank you. One thing I want to add, if you're thinking about doing vendor shows in the spring and summer, you have to get signed up now. You have to start looking for them now. Don't wait, because the applications are out. I mean, I already got an application for an October show.
Wow.
So you've got to start looking now. You could check in your area groups, like where you live, your group. You could ask on there, does anybody know of any vendor or festivals coming up? And then just find out who the contact is, get an application. And also, fundraising. The spring, summer fundraising brochures are out. I just got mine today. I'm starting to contact all my current fundraisers that have run with me before. I did get one yes already, which I was happy. I didn't expect it, but because most of them, you're not going to hear back from, or they're not interested right now because they did them in the fall and later in the summer. But start reaching out right now for fundraising. People are planning for spring and fall. Spring and summer, I mean.
Yep, absolutely. Okay. We didn't have any promotions in December. The commissions have run now, and I looked at that yesterday. So let's get somebody from the team promoting in January so that we can start moving towards those rank advancements and achieving the challenges. And everybody understand what the Scent Saver program is? That's the preferred customer program where they enroll with a subscription and they get 20% off. I think the company's a little disappointed that it didn't take off as they thought it would be. And, I've had a bunch of people like enroll, but then they unenroll. And I don't quite understand why they unenroll when you you're not forced to get product every 4 weeks. You can push it out up to 13 weeks, and you only have to do the 2 jars, and you get 20% off of that if that's all you want to do. But you also have an opportunity to purchase other products. So say you want to get some scent sways or melts or whatever and add that to your subscription, then you get the 20% off. So it's a win-win. It's great opportunity for our customers to get a great discount if they're purchasing all the time anyways. And I mean, who isn't really purchasing every 13 weeks, if not, more than that? So I would like to see, our team doing a little bit more promotion on that so we can get more customers enrolled in that Scent Saver program. So that's the challenge, is to get 2 of them enrolled. And you earn commissions just like you do on any other purchase, whether they, go to your website or whatever. You're going to earn commissions on it just like you do. It just won't be quite as much. The percentage of commission is always going to be the same, but like, a retail jar is $21.95, but on the Scent Saver, it's like $17.95, something like that. So, let's get out there promoting that, get them enrolled, get some new team members, and let's start seeing some promotions happening. I'm excited for that. And I know that I haven't had a whole lot of time, with the holidays and my daughter being here much longer than anticipated. I'm going to be spending a lot of time this weekend working on these things myself, going through those video trainings and determining what my goals are, where I want to be. As I think posted in the group, at least in the directors group, I did not meet my goals this last year. And, and while it's disappointing, part of it is, we don't have a lot of control over the outcomes of what happens in this business. So I can't beat myself up because I did the activity. If I wasn't doing the activity, then I can't complain. And I better tell myself to sit down and shut up.
I hear you. I feel the same way.
And as long as you're doing the activity, honestly, that's the best that you can do. You can realize as you're getting closer to it, if you aren't doing it, you can try to ramp up the amount of leads or the amount of contacts or the amount of conversations, but you can never determine what the outcome of that was going to be. I thought I was off to a fantastic start for the fall fundraising season. I had like 100 leads, and in my AWeber, where they're getting, weekly, during the fall, they were getting weekly broadcast messages, and I would have 30 to 40% open rate, which is huge, and an unsubscribe rate that was like nothing. So they were all in there. And I thought, wow, I'm going to be so overwhelmed because they're all going to say yes at the same time. And guess what? They didn't. But it doesn't mean that they maybe won't consider it now for the spring, or they're in my system long enough where they've kind of hopefully getting to know me. And then maybe by fall next year, or, in 2026 here, that they will consider doing it. But, it was like, I thought I was going to have a fantastic fundraising because I put in the effort. I had my leads, I did the prospecting,